Welcome to The Inner Strategy, the blueprint behind bold leadership. I'm Scott Smith, and this is my short-form podcast where every day we're going to tap into timeless truths and modern clarity so you can lead with stillness and strength in our chaotic world. Seneca taught, when a man does not know what harbor he is making for, no wind is the right wind. I want to talk about this from all perspectives. If you're leading and managing a team, you're building out your business, you're running your business, it's important that you set key performance indicators, KPIs. I'm a huge believer in KPIs so that you can measure success, you can measure productivity. But KPIs do not mean be a micromanager. See, spreadsheets don't build trust, okay? Presence builds trust. So this is a question that I am asked surprisingly frequently. How do I know my team is doing their job if I'm not tracking every little detail? Well, the answer is you don't, okay? You have to trust them. You have to lead them. And when things go wrong, well, make a course correction. That's okay. You're allowed to make a course correction, but you do it with clarity. You don't do it with control. Spreadsheets do not build trust. Presence builds trust. Real leadership doesn't watch from a dashboard. Real leadership is on the floor, checks in, builds real, actual connection. So if you're micromanaging your team, you don't have a systems problem. You don't have a data problem. You have a leadership problem. Your move here is, if you're currently over-tracking, take a step back and ask, why? What am I afraid of losing? What am I afraid of not having control of? Or is it just that I feel like I have to control every detail? Answer that question and then lead from there. When you know the answer to that question, what you're really afraid of and what you're afraid of losing, the answer to that question will tell you from where you are to lead. Spreadsheets, KPIs, those things are important, but they don't build trust. Presence builds trust. Be present. I'm not saying don't track. I'm not saying don't measure productivity, but I'm saying to build real, actual trust. Because when you build real personal trust, that trust is going to show up in your spreadsheet. You're tracking, meeting the KPIs. Personal trust leads to performance, and performance shows up wherever you track it. So start leading with personal trust. Start with that. It will manifest in all the rest. Understand what you're afraid of losing. When you understand that, you can then redefine what your leadership and your connection is going to look like with your team, with your customers, with your family, with anyone that you need to build that trust with. Let's go. Thanks for spending a few quiet moments with me today. If the inner strategy helps you lead with more presence, power, and purpose, take a moment to share it with someone who needs it. Remember, your legacy is built in the still moments, and your strength is found within. Until next time, lead boldly, live wisely.